What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me up 100 times.
Now I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you are thinking, ladies and gentlemen. You are thinking, God damn it, Atreus, another Madam Web video. You've been grifting on this for weeks. Why don't you let it go? I can't. Like, I can't stop. I'm addicted to it. I mean, trust me, guys, I've never grifted on one movie, on one topic, on one subject as much as I've grifted on Madam Web. But this is the story that just keeps on giving. It's the story that keeps on giving. But before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know that currently we are sitting at 6,626 subscribers. So if you want to help me get to 10K subscribers by the end of this year, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Over here, we cover pop culture, movies, entertainment, video games, and all of the above. Sometimes politics, but for the most part, pop culture. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. So basically, we got some news going. Madam Web suffers a huge second week drop, 64%. We already knew that, but that's not the important thing we want to talk about right here. The important thing we want to talk about is Sony or the media throwing Dakota Johnson under the bus and blaming her for this movie flopping. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Now the reason why I keep covering this movie and the reason why I keep, going after it is because it's not just about the movie flopping itself. It's also about the fact that this could be the movie between this and the Marvels could be the movie where Hollywood like just abruptly says we can't do this shit anymore. It's not working. I mean, you can see this. Nerdrotic shared this on Twitter, where this expert says, I don't know if women are enough to carry the box office here. One veteran studio source outside of Sony uh, says, indeed, males make up 65 to 70% of the superhero audience in North America. In the case of Madam Web, the percentage of female viewers was still only 46%. The women ain't showing up, ladies and gentlemen. They're not showing up. And so this is important because Madam Web might be the last straw to break the camel's back. To where Hollywood just says, sorry, ladies, it ain't working. You told us it was going to work. We've been trying this shit for the last 5 years, 6 years since I mean, like, listen, Ghostbusters, the all woman Ghostbusters was what, 2016? So 8 years, really? We've been trying to change everything into a female slop fest for 8 years now, and not a single movie has given us any sort of franchise. I mean, think about it. It's not just the flops, ladies and gentlemen. It's also the fact that none of these female-led series has sparked like a new franchise, a new merchandise line that sells, new books, new video games, nothing. They haven't even think about it. What there hasn't even been a female movie star, a female movie character who's even been featured in Fortnite. John Wick is in Fortnite. You ain't even getting that. But in this article here, this guy, I mean, there's a lot they talk about here, but they talk about Dakota Johnson, and there's an expert here. Let me see if I can find his name and find a quote. They talk about how she was very nonchalant during her press tour, seemed very uninterested, and it says right here during her press tour, Johnson also raised eyebrows with comments that she made about working with her younger co-stars. And Madam Web is a paramedic working. Oh, she says, oh, okay, this is what she says. She says, I love them and they annoy me and I love them. She joked late night. But then they also go on to say that the other three stars, the other ladies, complained about Dakota Johnson leaving them on red. They say Dakota definitely left me on red. Dakota doesn't reply to me. That's what O'Connor said. Dakota definitely left me on red. Dakota doesn't reply to me. That's what Sweeney said. And Merce, I guess it's one of the female stars, said it's been 2 years, so she hasn't even like they're saying they're not even getting a response from Dakota Johnson. I mean, I mean, I'm not really surprised. These are women. Women are very catty with each other. Dakota Johnson probably doesn't like them that much. My experience, I mean, Dakota Johnson is 34 years old. Sweeney is what, 26? I think 26, 27. So, I mean, typically older women don't like younger women any goddamn way. But they talk about her being unhinged and her. Now, y'all gotta understand what the word unhinged means. Unhinged describes a crazy person. So for them to describe Dakota Johnson as being unhinged just because she wasn't enthusiastic about a movie she probably knew was garbage is absolutely ridiculous. This is on the levels of what they do to men when they're trying to slander their name. They're describing Dakota Johnson as completely unhinged in the media. That is nasty business, ladies and gentlemen. That is nasty business. But so there's like this PR representative. His name is a public relations expert, Doug Eldridge. I wonder if he's on Sony's payroll. Uh, uh, he weighed in on whether Johnson's press tour had ultimately contributed to the failure of Madam Web. He says the lack of critical commercial success of this film does not fall squarely on Dakota's shoulders. He talked about how The Rock and Tom Cruise are some of the hardest working, and they always go in uh, to the maximum on their press tours. Let me try to get to some of these more substantial quotes. He says press tours are critical in Hollywood as it not only drums up the interest in various markets, but domestic and international, but it helps drive the initial wave of ticket purchases. And that's true. When you start seeing stars and stuff, advertise their films, it does create interest because they're supposed to be larger than life, at least the ones who are not on social media. He continued, this is where he talks about Tom Cruise and Dwayne Rock. But he said, for context on the importance of press tours and media junkets, look no further than the failure to launch status surrounding the recent Snow White remake. Rachel Zegler, who plays the titular role, had a series of off-putting comments regarding the iconic character and the need to not only remake the movie, but in so doing, rewrite the underlying premise based on current social morals. So, I mean, Hollywood is very aware of what's going on. Like they see it, they understand it. They're not ignoring you. They see it. They might not acknowledge it, but they see it. And they talked about it right here. Rachel Zegler, her comments drew immediate and well-deserved blowback from fans and critics alike, which put Disney in the awkward position of having to delay production and purposely reshoot much of the film altogether. While it's up for debate whether the film would have been a success in its initial reboot, the PR torpedo unquestionably sunk the film in its current format. Uh, Madam Web's box office collapse has also apparently quashed Sony Pictures' hope for a Johnson-led franchise, though the actress told Total Film that she would definitely return. We're not going to see another Madam Web movie for another decade plus, one industry insider said. Uh, um, Here's, let me see, positive. So yeah, the media, it seems like this PR person is saying it's not squarely on her shoulders, but he pretty much in a roundabout way saying that she played a significant role in the failure of this film. But I mean, while maybe some of that may be true, we knew this film was going to be garbage the moment it was it was announced. Nobody wants to see a Madam Web movie with no Spider-Man. And additionally, when the trailer came out, we also saw that it was going to be garbage. I mean, as soon as it dropped, it was.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
It's just the facts. It's just the facts, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sorry. Like this is also a nature thing as well. I want y'all to understand. Women don't want to go and see other women be heroic. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. The reason why female heroes become so popular amongst men is because there's a fantasy of this super hot, attractive woman with powers who could potentially save you from immediate danger. That's why everybody loves Wonder Woman. I mean, we're talking about a woman. How tall is Wonder Woman? She's like 6'3", beautiful stallion. just absolutely a powerhouse. Who else? You know, Black Widow, sexy, fights real sexy, beautiful, and whoop your ass. That's hot. That's why people love that's why people love female fighters, especially like WWE wrestlers and stuff like that. Like attractive women going at it in a sexy way. Not street fighting in the street like a bunch of ratchet motherfuckers pulling hair and shit. But yeah, though, I mean that's all I have to say about this. I think it's wild that the media or Sony. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony sanctioned this entire article. Let's go ahead and throw Dakota Johnson under the bus and blame her for why this movie failed. No, it wasn't Dakota Johnson. It was the premise. It was the execution. It was just absolute garbage, trash. You should have kept it. All right, I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Let's go. Hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man, just tell him to cancel, my baby. Slide to the crib like Dracula's mansion, my baby. When you pull up, it's on action, my baby.